Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nitil Vishwa Vishnupad Ashtatara Shatashmat Śrīla Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Nitil Vishwa Vishnupad Ashtatara Shatashmat Śrīla Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nitil Vishwa Vishnupad Ashtatara Shatashmat Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nitil Pravishta Mahabhagavat Śrīla Gokṣaras Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nitil Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nitil Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupa Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Patadash Raghunath Shar Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय. सर्व अभिष्ट विराट गिरिराज महाराज की जय. श्री राधा कुंज श्याम कुंज की जय. श्री मुन देवी गंगा देवी की जय. श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय. श्री भक्ति देवी की जय. श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय. श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. श्रील गुरुदेव की जय. श्री निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Okay. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Śrīmad-Bhakti Vedanta Narayaniti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarabhaktaya Namo Namaha. Yam Pravrajantam Anapetam Apeta Kritam Dvaipayano Virahakatara Ajuhavo Putreti Tanmayataya Taravo Bhinetu Stam Sarvabhuta Hridaya Munimanatosmi. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravan Kirtanam Hridantasto Yabhadrani Vidhunoti Suritsatam. Nashta Prayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tvam Nayamam Charanantikam. Bhaktya Vihina Parada Lakshay Kshiptastakama Titarangamate Kripa Maitam Sharanam Prapana Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Dandavat pranams Indira Mataji. Close this. So, the day before yesterday, This is where we left off. And since we don't have so much left in the chat, I think we'll have time left over when we're finished. So I thought when we're finished, we could read these. There's lots of different quotes by Gurudev in this Raise the Harmonist issue. So I thought we could just read these quotes until 8 o'clock. All right, so just a little recap of what we read day before yesterday. Consequences of an untimely union. Once Diti was afflicted by lust and an intense desire for a child. She approached her husband Kashyapa Muni in the evening time. She approached her husband Kashyapa Muni in the evening time for union. Kashyapa dissuaded her, saying that the time was inauspicious and that ghosts and their master, Shiva, move about at that time. However, Diti was pressed by Cupid and pulled Kashyapa by his clothing. Not being so self-controlled, Kashyapa gave in to her advances and obliged her unreasonable appeal, uniting with her. Ignorance is not the cause of every mistake. Even persons in knowledge commit mistakes due to weak-heartedness and temptations from momentary pleasures. Afterwards, Kashyapa addressed Diti in disdain. So this is what we're going to read now. What Kashyapa said. What? We're on verse 36. One second. Okay. So Maitreya said, the great sage Kashyapa thus addressed his wife, who was trembling because of fear that her husband was offended. She understood that he had been dissuaded from his daily duties of offering evening prayers, yet she desired the welfare of her children in the world. Oh yeah, because she was making prayers to, she was praying that her husband pray to Lord Shiva that he doesn't destroy the embryo in her womb, because they, okay, let me make this. 1 second. Just waiting for this to load. 30 seconds. Kashyapa Uvacha. We read this last time. Yeah, we did. Okay. Aprayat atmanaste doshan mohurtikaruta manideshati charena devanam chatihelanat. The learned Kashyapa said, because of your minds being polluted, because of defilement of the particular time, because of your negligence of my directions, and because of your being apathetic to the demigods, everything was inauspicious. Purports by Śrīla Prabhupada. The conditions for having good progeny in society are that the husband should be disciplined and religious and regulative principles, and the wife should be faithful to the husband. In Bhagavad Gita 7:11, it is said that sexual intercourse according to religious principles is the representation of Krishna consciousness. Before engaging in sexual intercourse, both the husband and the wife must consider their mental condition, the particular time, the husband's direction, and obedience to the demigods. According to Vedic society, there is a suitable, auspicious time for sex life, which is called the time for Garbhodhan. Diti neglected all the principles of scriptural injunction, and therefore, although she was very anxious for auspicious children, she was informed that her children would not be worthy to be sons of a Brahman. There is a clear indication herein that a Brahman's son is not always a Brahman. Personalities like Ravan and Hiranyakashipu were actually born of Brahmins, but they were not accepted as Brahmins because their fathers did not follow the regulative principles for their birth. Such children are called demons, or rakshasas. There were only 1 or 2 Rakshasas in the previous ages due to negligence of the disciplinary methods. But during the age of Kali, there is no discipline in sex life. How then can one expect good children? Certainly, unwanted children cannot be a source of happiness in society, but through the Krishna consciousness movement, they can be raised to the human standard by chanting the holy name of God. That is the unique contribution of Lord Chaitanya to human society. Bhavishyatastava bhadra abhadre japtaradhamo lokansa palang stringshandi muhurakrandayishyata. O haughty one, you will have 2 contemptuous sons born of your condemned womb. Unlucky woman, they will cause constant lamentation to all the 3 worlds. Purport. Contemptuous sons are born of the condemned womb of their mother. In Bhagavad Gita 140, it is said, when there is deliberate negligence of the regulative principles of religious life, the women as a class become polluted, and as a result, there are unwanted children. This is especially true for boys. If the mother is not good, there cannot be good sons. The learned Kashyapa could foresee the character of the sons who would be born of the condemned womb of Diti. The womb was condemned because of the mothers being too sexually inclined and thus transgressing all laws and injunctions of the scriptures. In a society where such women are predominant, one should not expect good children. Praninam hanyamananam dinanam akrita ghasam strinam nigrihyamananam kopiteshu mahatmasu. They will kill poor, faultless living entities, torture women, and enrage the great souls. Purport. Demoniac activities are predominant when innocent, faultless living entities are killed, women are tortured, and the great souls engaged in Krishna consciousness are enraged. In a demoniac society, innocent animals are killed to satisfy the tongue, and women are tortured by unnecessary sexual indulgence. Where there are women and meat, there must be liquor and sex indulgence. When these are predominant in society, by God's grace, one can expect a change in the social order by the Lord himself or by his bona fide representative. Tada Vishveshwara Krudho Bhagavaloka Bhavana Anishyatavatiryaso Yatadrin Shatta Parvatrik. At that time, the Lord of the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the well-wisher of all living entities, will descend and kill them, just as Indra smashes the mountains with his thunderbolts. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, the Lord descends as an incarnation to deliver the devotees and kill the miscreants. The Lord of the universe and of everything would appear to kill the sons of Diti because of their offending the devotees of the Lord. There are many agents of the Lord, such as Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Goddess Durga, and Kali, who can chastise any formidable miscreants in the world. The example of mountains being smashed by a thunderbolt is very appropriate. The mountain is considered the most strongly built body within the universe, yet it can be easily smashed by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not need to descend in order to kill any strongly built body. He comes down just for the sake of his devotees. Everyone is subject to the miseries offered by material nature, but because the activities of miscreants, such as killing innocent people and animals or torturing women, because such activities of miscreants are harmful to everyone and are therefore a source of pain to the devotees, the Lord comes down. He descends only to give relief to his ardent devotees. The killing of the miscreant by the Lord is also the mercy of the Lord towards the miscreant, although apparently the Lord takes the side of the devotee. Since the Lord is absolute, there is no difference between his activities of killing the miscreants and favoring the devotees. Ditiruvacha Vadam Bhagavata Shakshat Sunabhodharabhahuna Ashase Putrayor Mahya Makrudhar Brahmanar Prabhu. Diti said, "It is very good that my sons will be magnanimously killed by the arms of the personality of Godhead with a Sudarshan weapon. O my husband, may they never be killed by the wrath of the Brahman devotees." Purport. When Diti heard from her husband that the great souls would be angered by the activities of her sons, she was very anxious. She thought that her sons might be killed by the wrath of the Brahmins. The Lord does not appear when the Brahmins become angry at someone, because the wrath of the Brahmin is sufficient in itself. He certainly appears, however, when his devotees simply become sorry. A devotee of the Lord never prays to the Lord to appear for the sake of the troubles the miscreants cause for him, and he never bothers him by asking for protection. Rather, the Lord is anxious to give protection to the devotees. Diti knew well that the killing of her sons by the Lord would also be his mercy, and therefore she says that the will and arms of the Lord are magnanimous. If someone is killed by the will of the Lord and is thus fortunate enough to see the arms of the Lord, that is sufficient for his liberation. Such good fortune is not achieved even by the great sages. Na brahma danda dagdasya na bhuta bhayadasya cha narakascha nugrinanti yam yam yonim asogata gata. 1 second, just drinking some water. A person who is condemned by a Brahmin or is always fearful to living entities is not favored either by those who are already in hell or by those in the species in which he is born. Purport. A practical example of a condemned species of life is the dog. Dogs are so condemned that they never show any sympathy to their contemporaries. Only to the humans, not to their contemporaries. Kashyapa uvacha Krita shokanutapena sadhya pratyavamarsanat bhagavaturamanascha bhave maya pichadarat. Uh-oh. Oh, never mind. No, there's a line missing. Need to open in the book. 44, 45. Oops, wrong chapter. Sorry, guys. 44, 45. Okay. Krita shokanutapena sadhya pratyavamarshana bhagavatiramanascha bhave maya pichadarat. This is the line that's missing. Putrasyaiva cha putranam bhavitaika satamata kasyanti yadyasha shuddham bhagavaryasha samam. The learned Kashyapa said, "Because of your lamentation, penitence, and proper deliberation." Penitence? I don't know what that means. The action of feeling or showing sorrow and regret for having done wrong. Repentance. Okay, means the same thing as repentance, I guess. So because of your lamentation, repentance, and proper deliberation, and also because of your unflinching faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead and your adoration for Lord Shiva and me, one of the sons, Prahlad, of your son Hiranyakashipu, will be an approved devotee of the Lord, and his fame will be broadcast equally with that of the Personality of Godhead. Yogarhemeva durvarnam bhavayishyanti sadhava nirvar adibhiratmanam yachilam anuvartitum. In order to follow in his footsteps, saintly persons will try to emulate his character by practicing freedom from animosity, just as the purifying processes rectify gold of inferior quality. Purport. Yoga practice, the process of purifying one's existential identity, is based mainly on self-control. Without self-control, one cannot practice freedom from animosity. In the conditional state, every living being is envious of another living being, but in the liberated state, there is an absence of animosity. Prahlad Maharaj was tortured by his father in so many ways. Yet after the death of his father, he prayed for his father's liberation by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He did not ask any benediction that he might have asked, but he prayed that his atheistic father might be liberated. He never cursed any of the persons who engaged in torturing him at the instigation of his father. Yad prasada didang vishva prasiddhati aratmakam sasvagrig bhagavanyasya toshyate nanyaya drisha. Everyone will be pleased with him because the personality of Godhead, the supreme controller of the universe, is always satisfied with a devotee who does not wish for anything beyond him. Him meaning the Supreme Lord. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated everywhere as a supersoul, and he can dictate to anyone and everyone as he likes. The would-be grandson of Diti, who is predicted to be a great devotee, would be liked by everyone, even by the enemies of his father, because he would have no other vision besides the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A pure devotee of the Lord sees the presence of his worshipful Lord everywhere. The Lord reciprocates in such a way that all living entities in whom the Lord is dwelling as a supersoul also like a pure The Lord reciprocates in such a way that all living entities in whom the Lord is dwelling as a supersoul also like a pure devotee because the Lord is present in them. Is there a line missing here? Anyhow, also like a pure devotee because the Lord is present in their hearts and can dictate to them to be friendly to his devotee. I think there's a line missing. That sentence is finished. Maybe not. There are many instances in history wherein even the most ferocious animal became friendly to a pure devotee of the Lord. Sorry. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. No, there isn't a line missing. I just read it weird. Sorry about that. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Mahatma Mahanubhavo Mahata Mahishta Pravreda Bhaktya Yanubhavita Shaye Naivesha Vaikuntam Imam Vihasyati. That topmost devotee of the Lord will have expanded intelligence and expanded influence. He will have expanded intelligence and expanded influence, and will be the greatest of the great souls. Due to matured devotional service, he will certainly be situated in transcendental ecstasy and will enter the spiritual sky after quitting this material world. Purport. There are 3 stages of transcendental development in devotional service, which are technically called Sthāyi Bhav, Anubhav, and Mahabhav. Continual perfect love of Godhead is called Sthāyi Bhav, and when it is performed in a particular type of transcendental relationship, it is called Anubhav. But the stage of Mahabhav is visible amongst the personal pleasure potential energies of the Lord. It is understood that the grandson of Diti, namely Prahlad Maharaj, would certainly meditate on the Lord and reiterate his activities. Because he would constantly remain in meditation, he would easily transfer himself to the spiritual world after quitting his material body. Such meditation is still more conveniently performed by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord. This is especially recommended in this age of Kali. Shoot, 1 second. Chaitanya Maharaj said, I should answer this question that he's asking right now. Maharaj, I'm in the middle of doing the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam reading, live on Facebook. So I will get back to you really soon, but I think Madhav Maharaj might have already left. So anyhow, I'm going to be finished soon. I will, yeah, just give me a little bit longer. Sorry about that, guys. Alampata Shila Dharaguna Karo Rishta Parardhya Vyatita Dukhishu Arbhuta Shatrur Jagata Shoka Harta Naidagikam Tapam Ivo Duraja. He will be a virtuously qualified reservoir of all good qualities. He will be jolly and happy in others' happiness, distressed in others' distress, and will have no enemies. He will be a destroyer of the lamentation of all the universes, like the pleasant moon after the summer sun. Purport. Prahlad Maharaj, the exemplary devotee of the Lord, had all the good qualities humanly possible. Although he was the last emperor of this world, he was not, I don't know this word, profligate? Means recklessly profligate. Means recklessly extravagant and wasteful in the use of resources. Beginning from his childhood, he was the reservoir of all good qualities. Without enumerating those qualities, it is said here summarily, that he was endowed with all good qualities. That is the sign of a pure devotee. The most important characteristic of a pure devotee is that he is not a lampat or licentious. And another quality is that he is always eager to mitigate the miseries of suffering humanity. The most obnoxious misery of a living entity is his forgetfulness of Krishna. A pure devotee, therefore, always tries to evoke everyone's Krishna consciousness. This is the panacea for all miseries. Antarbahischamalam abjanetram sapurushetchanu grihitarupam potrastava Śrīla Lalanalamam drashtas purat kundalamanditananam. Your grandson will be able to see, inside and outside, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose wife is the beautiful goddess of fortune. The Lord can assume the form desired by the devotee, and his face is always beautifully decorated with earrings. Purport. It is predicted herewith that the grandson of Diti, Prahlad Maharaj, would not only see the personality of Godhead within himself by meditation, but would also be able to see him personally with his eyes. This direct vision is possible only for one who is highly elevated in Krishna consciousness. For the Lord is not. Okay, I found this up. Sorry. This direct vision is not possible for one who is highly elevated in Krishna consciousness. For the Lord is not possible to see with material eyes. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has multifarious eternal forms, such as Krishna, Baladev, Sankarshan, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Vasudev, Narayan, Ram, Nrsimha, Varaha, and Vaman. And the devotee of the Lord knows all those Vishnu forms. A pure devotee becomes attached to one of the eternal forms of the Lord, and the Lord is pleased to appear before him in the form desired. A devotee does not imagine something whimsical about the form of the Lord, nor does he ever think that the Lord is impersonal and can assume a form desired by the non-devotee. The non-devotee has no idea of the form of the Lord, and thus he cannot think of any one of the above-mentioned forms. But whenever a devotee sees the Lord, he sees him in a most beautifully decorated form, accompanied by his constant companion, the goddess of fortune, who is eternally beautiful. This is the last verse of the chapter. Maitreya Uvacha Shrutva Bhagavatam Potra Mamodatta Ditir Brisham Putrayoscha Vatam Krishna Viditvasin Mahamana. The great sage Maitreya said, hearing that her grandson would be a great devotee and that her sons would be killed by the Krishna, Diti was highly pleased in mind. Purport. Diti was very aggrieved to learn that because of her untimely pregnancy, her sons would be demons and would fight with the Lord. But when she heard that her grandson would be a great devotee and that her 2 sons would be killed by the Lord, she was very satisfied. As the wife of a great sage and the daughter of a great Prajapati, Daksha, she knew that being killed by the personality of Godhead is a great fortune. Since the Lord is absolute, his acts of violence and non-violence are both on the absolute platform. There is no difference in such acts of the Lord. Mundane violence and non-violence have nothing to do with the Lord's acts. A demon killed by him attains the same results as one who attains liberation after many, many births of penance and austerity. The word brisham is significant herein because it indicates that Diti was pleased beyond her expectations. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 3rd canto, 14th chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam entitled Pregnancy of Diti in the Evening. And so tomorrow we will begin the description of the kingdom of God. All right, so still have a few minutes. I might end a little bit earlier because Chudandi Maharaj wants to hear more from me. He's going to come here to Navadvip. He wants me to. But I'll just read a few quotations from Śrīla Gurudeva. Shri Guru's mercy can do anything. I was not a learned person. Whatever understandings I have today, I received by the special mercy of Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas. I gave my whole heart to Gurudev and offered all that I possessed at his lotus feet. When I joined the Mat, I told my Gurudev, I am giving my heart to you. I am giving you the love and affection I had for my wife, my children, my father, and everything else. I am taking that love and affection, and in total surrender, I am placing it at your lotus feet. He heard my words and accepted them. Tears came into his eyes, and he wept, saying, "Until now, no one has told me this." I thus received his causeless mercy. Now, only because of that mercy, people all over the world are hearing from me. If you surrender to your Gurudev, you will receive everything. You require to attain the perfection of life and to make others perfect. No material knowledge is needed. That was Gurudev spoke that in Vyas Puja, Hilo, Hawaii, 8 February 2005. Oh, I was there for that festival. All right. Shri Guru is not an ordinary mortal being. It may seem like Guru is going to the bathroom, or that he is eating because he is hungry. But do not see him as you would see an ordinary person. Otherwise, you'll be cheated forever. Have strong faith in Guru more than in Krishna. Srimati Radhika and Krishna have sent him as their own messenger. We should always remember this, especially on the auspicious day of Vyas Puja. I especially fear that sometimes the false ego comes into the hearts of learned persons, and they think, I am more than my Gurudev. This is a very dangerous offense, and such offenders are ultimately lost forever. Do not have false ego regarding any aptitude you may have. Always be the servant of Gurudev. There are so many examples of pure servants, such as Srila Ishvara Puripad, Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami, and Srila Jiva Goswami, also spoken on Vyas Puja Kilo, 2005. The speciality of our Guru Parampara. The nature of the pure Vaishnavas in our Parampara is that when they actually sprinkle their mercy upon you, you will enter Raganuga Bhakti. Under the guidance of Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Rupa Manjari, you will serve Sri Sri Radha Krishna with an inclination towards Srimati Radhika. This truth is very confidential, and I have brought you here to understand it. Following a line of our acharyas and by their desire, I am revealing many things about Raganuga Bhakti. No one else is speaking like this. All are silent, but I am not silent. In our entire parampara, hardly anyone will give this. I want you all to have Raganuga Bhakti. To get it, however, you will have to surrender. Also spoken at that Vyas Puja, 2005 in Kilo. Shri Guru's role in Krishna Lila. What is the meaning of Nikunja Yuno Rati Keli Siddhai? What is it that Guru is doing? Guru must be like this. Nikunja Yuno Rati Keli Siddhai. He must be serving Radha and Krishna conjugal, especially Radhika. The gopis make so many arrangements for them to meet. Yayali bir yuktir apekshaniya. They know how to cheat their fathers, mothers, and husbands in so many ways to ensure the successful meeting of Radha and Krishna conjugal and to serve them. A guru is very expert in all these activities. We see in our Guru Gayatri, Krishnandaya Dhimahi. Krishnandaya Dhimahi. This refers to both Krishna and Krishna. Any Krishna, like Srimati Radhika. Any male can serve Krishna, but no male can serve Krishna. Krishna is Radhika. Therefore, in Sri Guru's service to Radhika for Rati Keli Siddhai, the perfection of her amorous pastimes with Krishna, he cannot serve in his male form. Srila Swami Maharaj and my Gurudev both serve there as gopis. My Gurudev is Vinod Manjari. Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is Nayana Manjari. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur is Kamala Manjari. Srila Jiva Goswami is Vilasa Manjari. Srila Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. And Srila Raghunath Das Goswami is Rati Manjari. These Manjaris can serve Radha Krishna conjugal. I offer pranam to my Gurudev in that very form. He is cheating others, and he is even cheating Krishna. By such cheating, he brings Krishna to serve his most beloved Radhika. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it has been very openly told that Srimati Radhika is the Guru of Krishna. Why not take shelter in the lotus feet of she who is the Guru of Krishna? Our Guru is there in Goloka Vrindavan serving Radhika. Actually, Guru is one who can serve Radhika. If a Guru has fully controlled his senses, but he is not directly serving Radhika, he is only partially Guru. If a Guru is not like Rupa Manjari and Rati Manjari, and if he is not serving them, he may be a Guru in part, but not in full. The Guru's most exalted quality is that he is a servant of Radhika. In this way, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing, Vande Guroshi Charanara Vinda. I bow down to my Gurudev and all Gurus in the line of Sri Rupa Goswami. Such a Guru is not only the Prakash, the manifestation of Nityananda Prabhu or Baladev Prabhu, but is also the Prakash of Radhika. Such a Guru is the most exalted. Even Baladev Prabhu, as a Nanga Manjari, takes shelter of Srimati Radhika's lotus feet. How beautiful and glorious she is. These quotes were spoken in Morilamba, Australia, 12th February 2002. It is necessary that one understand Śrīla Rupa Goswami's special contribution to our sampradaya and why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world. In essence, it was to specify our life's highest and most prominent goal, to become a particle of dust at the lotus feet of Śrīla Rupa Goswami, to become a maidservant of Srimati Radhika under the guidance of Śrīla Rupa Manjari. This is the sole cherished aspiration for all of our previous Guru Varga. That was in Keshavji Gaudiya Math, 2008, on the eve of Guru Purnima. Sincerity qualifies one to meet a bona fide Guru. From whatever position you are in, try to be in the good association of pure Vaishnavas. Sri Krishna will arrange this if you pray from the core of your heart. He will send your Gurudev to your door. You cannot search for Guru. You have no idea how to recognize his qualifications. In millions and millions of births, you cannot know this on your own. But Krishna will mercifully send a qualified Guru if you are sincerely desiring this. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, 15 February 2004. I like this quote. I'm going to save it. 1 second. Okay. Guru Nishta, the backbone of bhakti. One second, let me just put this. What is the symptom of one who has Guru Nishta? Okay. He will give proper. What is the symptom of one who has Guru Nishta? He will give proper respect even to a dog that is related to his Guru. If he does not give proper respect to everyone related to his Guru, whether they are initiated or not, if he has no regard and honor for them, then his honor for his Guru is actually a show. He has no real Guru Nishta. Wow, that's a great quote. I'm saving that one too. I'll share that on Facebook. The symptom of Guru Nishta is that one offers respect to superiors, especially to godbrothers. Nowadays, I see that godbrothers quarrel with each other. They do not want to get together to glorify their Guru. That was Morilamba, Australia, 9 February 2004. Even if one has Ananya Bhakti to Srimati Radhika, but no Guru Nishta, his Bhakti will be zero. One should take one's life in the palm of one's hand. In other words, the disciple should perform any service, even a dangerous one for Sri Gurudev. He should sacrifice any mundane relationship, any desire, and any activity for Guru Seva. That was on the appearance day of Param Gurudev. 22 February 2000. Keshavji Gaudiya Math. This next one is from Alachua, 2003. Remembering the glory and mercy of Sri Guru. Oh, Indira Mataji? I am reading from I think this is the Vyas Puja edition. It's Vyas Puja edition 2011, number 23. Remembering the glory and mercy of Sri Guru. If we can please our Gurudev, not only externally but internally as well, then Vyas Puja is truly observed. We should try to realize the internal ways we should try to realize the internal ways our Gurudev pleases his Gurudev. Apply the shloka Anya Bilashitashonyam totally and fully at the lotus feet of your Gurudev. Now I realize something of the glories of my Gurudev, and I cannot express the feelings of my heart for him. He was a great ocean of mercy. He took me from the well of stool, and he wanted to place me in the ocean of ras, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and Shri Ujjvala Nilamani. By his special mercy, I touched something of the glory of the truths these literatures contain regarding prem, sneha, man, pranay, rag, anurag, bhav, and mahabhav, up to madanatya. I've understood something, but whose glory is this? I was not a learned person, and I was very insignificant. I know that I had no qualification at all. I was fully ignorant. However, by touching Gurudev's lotus feet and by hearing his Harikatha, I received from him all the various kinds of knowledge that I am giving to the world. I am not giving it. My Guru Varga are inspiring me, and everything is taking place by their mercy. When I remember my Gurudev's mercy in this way, I become overwhelmed. How glorious is his mercy! If one does not touch the real glory of one's Gurudev and serve him totally, how can he ever please him? Gurudev is Sarva Bhuta Sthita. He is situated in everyone's heart, like Krishna. Krishna is everywhere, and so is Gurudev. So you can never hide anything from him. You want to hide some things like your lusts and worldly desires. But since Gurudev knows even more than Krishna, because he is so near to Krishna, you cannot cheat him. If you try to cheat him, you will simply be cheating yourself. So do not try to do so. Reveal your heart to the lotus feet of your Gurudev, and then you will know how to please him. Vyas Puja, Alachua, Florida, 2003. All right, it is almost 8 o'clock, 1 minute to 8, so I'm just going to read like one more quote. We should pray to the lotus feet of Sri Gurudev and remember him. We pray that he gives us a drop of his mercy so that we can become more humble than a blade of grass. We may try to achieve that humility on our own, but without Sri Guru's mercy,
it's 8 o'clock.
Our attempts will be ruined and disturbed. In order to become amanina manadena, that is, in order to have the power to give all respect to others and be free from any desire for self-respect, we must weep for Sri Gurudev and get his mercy. That was on Param Gurudev's appearance day in Keshuvji Gaudiya Math, 2000. Let me just read these two last quotes, and then I'll just these last couple quotes here, and then I'll stop for today. I have given you very, very high sadhu sangha. If you do not take advantage of all the facilities you have been given, or of your favorable circumstances, you will be hurled into the cycle of endless birth and death, coming, going, for many future births. If you have all these facilities but are envious, quarrelsome, and critical, always searching for some flaw in others, if you are not seeing what you yourself are doing wrong, you will commit spiritual suicide. You will be the killer of your own soul and the souls of others as well. Just like the omniscient supersoul present in the core of everyone's heart, the Guru has the special characteristic of perfectly knowing our heart. He knows the eternal constitutional mood of our soul, our eternal relationship with Bhagavan. and accordingly, he connects us with Bhagavan. Then, by supplying the water of hearing, chanting, and remembering, he nourishes that relationship and cuts down anything that obstructs that nourishment with the sharp axe of his words. He does this so expertly that Sadhak barely notices, but all the while the needful is accomplished. This is what the bona fide Guru and genuine Vaishnavas do. They do not have bodies of flesh and bone, which are subject to change and which may die at any moment. They are the eternal associates of the most merciful incarnation of Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who descended to deliver the fallen souls in this age of Kali. Guru and Vaishnavas are among the intimate companions of the divine couple, Shri Radha Krishna. The way Sri Bhagavan extends his loving mercy to the souls bound by Maya is by sending associates like these in the form of Vaishnavas. Guru is like that. If you pray to him, new understandings will enter your heart solely by his inspiration. Do not think that he is mortal. He is like Krishna, and like Krishna, his mercy is causeless. So pray to him, and he will inspire you. Mawilamba, Australia, 2005. All right, so if you want to read more memories, it's now 8 o'clock. So if you want to read more memories, oh, there's just one last one, and then we're finished with all of them. So let's just read this last one. The duty of an ideal disciple. What is the duty of an ideal disciple, a shishya? He should not merely always stay with Gurudev. He should try to give his energy to trying to serve him. He should try to give his energy to trying to serve him according to Gurudev's desires, by body, mind, and words. He should not stay close to his Gurudev physically, anticipating some excitement, all the while remaining unenthusiastic to serve. That is not a shishya, but rather something quite opposite. A true disciple always desires, with all his heart and mind, to better serve Gurudev. If a disciple is sacrificing as my Gurudev did, keeping all difficulties to himself, never complaining but continuing to serve his Gurudev, then Gurudev will be so pleased and the disciple will get his mercy. External blessings are no blessings. When blessings pour forth from the core of the Guru's heart, then they are the real blessings. Appearance day of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Mathura, Kartik 2000. All right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Gurudeva, 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 Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, 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 Jaya Gurudeva. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Guru Garanga Gandhari Giridhari, Shri Radha Vinod Vihari Ju ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai. Nitil Pavishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishrimad Shila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Śrīla Gurudeva ki Jai. Nitil Pavishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishrimad Shila Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nitil Pavishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishrimad Shila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitil Pavishta Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishmad Shila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nitilapavishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashatashmad Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nitilapavishtam Mahabhagavat Śrīla Gurudeva Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nitilapavishtam Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nitilapavishtam Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupa Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhattadashagnath Shar Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshada Vrinda ki jai. Nam Acharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishya Bharata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Samagora Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshava Shachar. Jai Śrīla Gurudeva ki jai. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshava Shachar. Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satavatai Namo Namo. Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Dandavat pranams. Alright. Thank you for joining me in this reading, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Jai Śrīla Gurudeva. Hari Bol.